Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my page, Money Making Juggernaut. I'm your host, Eric Richardson, the number one educator in the asset recovery business. Today, I have another student success story. I have my guy, Sean. He just got a deal in Georgia, and he's going to share his experience. Sean, go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you got your first deal.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Eric, thanks for the pleasure, man. Thanks for speaking on your platform. A little bit about myself, 31 years young, here living in Atlanta, Georgia. My background is life insurance. I've been in life insurance sales for the last 8.5, almost 9 years. All that has led up to phone calls, emails, door knocks, no shows, and the whole nine. So I was kind of already used to the background of sales. And believe it or not, when I came across the YouTube, I was in the Dominican Republic, and it was yourself, and it was kind of you speaking about similar backgrounds. So I was like, let me listen a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And as I listened to the asset recovery, I saw the price. I was like, couldn't hurt to check it out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I said that to say, the moment I returned January 2nd, and I had the mindset of, hey, I'm going to give this my best shot for at least for the next 30 days. I'm going to go my absolute hardest. And as a result, I did the website, did the LLC, I did all the steps. And I'll say maybe around January 15th is when I felt like I completed the course, I completed all the other things, and then I started hitting the phones.
Mhm.
During my fairs from January 15th to about the middle of February, believe it or not, I've met with maybe about 7 to 8 actual claimants like standing
Mhm.
in front of me. However, I was only able to sign up about five, but not all five deals were good. I
Okay.
said this to say, it let me know there's a few other things that can possibly happen on the back end, but it was all a wonderful learning experience.
Mhm.
To be honest, I lost a little bit of steam during after that 30 days because after I submitted a few claims that I did have, a few of them got knocked off between one of the claims were already filed. Another one was something along the lines of the wrong heirs. It was a lot of different scenarios, and so officially we got one submitted back in January, and we finally got paid on this one here in the mid late September October here.
Mhm.
So it's been a journey, but um, I just want to say thank you. This course has been for anybody watching this. This course is worth every penny plus whatever additional tools and resources are available. So if you're questioning, if you're curious, if you're second guessing yourself, if you're doubting yourself, this is a great business. And it took my first deal for me to just have full conviction. So I'm
Full.
all in, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad that you pursued it and stayed with it. Picking up steam is definitely important in this business, but it's good that you at least got face to face with clients. So, was that your initial strategy? I know you live in Atlanta. Are you going in person to try to get these deals done?
Initially, after completing the course, my first mind was, why don't I just start in my own backyard? And the reason why is because I had already had a big clientele regarding life insurance. So I would go door to door and selling life insurance. So I knew the territories, I knew the areas and neighborhoods, things like that. So coincidentally, this one was one county over from me, which was kind of still in my normal routine. And that's just kind of the chips kind of just fell where they may from there. So it wasn't really a whole lot of strategy in terms of, selecting the right county, but it kind of just happened, for the best. So
Awesome. So, talk to us about your deal. How much was this claim for?
initially, when I downloaded the list from the county's website,
Mhm.
the initial deal I think was about 54 or $55,000. After we submitted the claim, we got all the paperwork. Um, after I downloaded that list, I started to call, and what ended up happening was, through the midst of dialing random numbers, just going along with the script that's provided to you in the course, maybe about I don't know. It was a lot of back and forth, but I got in contact with his daughter. His
Mhm.
daughter, who lived in Augusta, Georgia, told me her father lived in Atlanta and to go speak to him. So that kind of prompted this. Okay, no problem. Called the dad. He lived about maybe 25 minutes away from me. I got there to his home, and he didn't. And the kind of the backstory is the gentleman used to live in this home with his parents. So both his mother, his dad, mom, and Mr. McGee They since he was a child, no, a teenager, he had grew up in this home. Unfortunately, his father and his mother had passed away in 2018, and after that, he had possession of the home. He was paying taxes, but kind of fell behind. I believe maybe due to grief. Nonetheless, he himself was the property left, and the property left his hands, and kind of just walked away from it. So when I came knocking over the phone, after speaking to him over the phone, I came knocking. He was shocked. He started crying, honestly, because it was sentimental to his mother. He didn't know what to do in that during that time of his life, so kind of just threw his hands up, not really knowing the process. So it was kind of like a lifesaver. The his current living situation wasn't his most desired, and so utilizing the recovery, we were able to launch him into his own place, and I
Awesome.
believe he's probably out there, looking at a realtor or something like that right now. So I'm excited for him. So glad I got to help him.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, it's the fact that these people, they don't know about the funds, and some of them who do know about it, they don't know about the legalities to actually submit and file a claim. Like in Georgia, where you're at, of course, they can submit a claim on their own, but the county, they don't really give much instructions. Some counties do, and then other counties, they don't really work with third parties. So how are you able to get around that? Because for the viewers out there who do some initial research but don't really get a good understanding, they think that if a county says they don't work with third parties, they should just cross it off their list, when actually you have to go different routes. Go ahead and let them know about how you were able to pursue this claim.
Great question, because that was something that kind of discouraged me in the beginning. Of course, during the course, you can't cover everything. There's too much knowledge. So when you get to your first roadblock, it's like, oh shoot, what do I do now, right? Also, within the course, it gives you a couple of different strategies that you can utilize. So what I ended up doing was partnering up with one of the local attorneys in the Fulton County, DeKalb County area. Um, that alone made the process a lot smoother. I
Yeah,
tried a bunch of different strategies, affidavit of heirship, this or that, and it was a lot simpler to work with an attorney, at least for my
yeah,
first case.
for sure.
So that was the strategy that I utilized, working with the attorney, and she was able to communicate that. Believe it or not, though, I'm a little hesitant because there's something I want to say. I was the person, coincidentally, during this process of reviewing your course, I actually became a notary, thinking that it would be beneficial and allow me to sign my own deals. And of course, we later learned. But in the midst of that, I was the person transporting the documents from the claimant, the attorney's office, to the actual county's office.
Mhm.
So it was kind of I say that to say I got to see inside of the county's office. I got to speak to the individual, but I don't believe they knew who I was or what my relationship was. As far as they knew, I was just in a notary dropping off documents. But of
Mhm.
course, got the opportunity to ask questions, got to meet some new people. So it was kind of a one foot in, one foot out type of experience. But
Mhm.
my shield and my shining armor was working with the attorney.
Exactly. That's great, man. So now what's the next steps? Do you want to venture off to other states, or are you just going to focus with what you know in Georgia?
I have to venture out to other states. I do see the process as being a lot more smoother in other states.
Mhm.
I say that to say I've since I guess since late September, October, I've hired my first virtual assistant.
Okay.
They provide all of my skip tracing and data. So I simply receive an email in the morning with just name, number, relatives, and emails that might be related to this particular case. So
Mhm.
that has been a game changer within the past couple of weeks here. And honestly, I am locked in with your weekly classes, with your weekly classes. And
Mhm.
so that's actually something I want to talk to you about, maybe to kind of get more specific about, hey, what should I do?
Mhm.
So if anybody's watching this and you get your first check and things are good, the question is to answer your question, I would check back in with your mentor, and so that way you guys can maybe strategize for a quick minute or two and then kind of go from there. But the most obvious thing I would say is reinvesting in the business, or reinvesting back into your business in hopes to watch it grow. So um, I'm just shocked how like like how unknown
This
or how
industry
little.
is, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like what? I wish I had this at 18, man. I wish I knew about this at 18. So
Oh yeah,
uh,
exactly.
right, imagine being in college and being able to do so. All that being said, I'm only encouraging the viewers who will see this at some point. You guys, please get started. This is serious. This is serious money. I had my initial doubts. Of course, we're all tiptoeing in the beginning, but after having belief, after going to the classes consistently, after seeing other people win, it was just kind of like a basketball, kind of getting more air and more air. So
Yeah,
now it's like I'm ready to go. So who
exactly.
knows?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for sharing that story. For those of you who are interested and learning exactly how to do this, the link is in the description. You guys can use the promo code Take Action and you will receive $100 off. Thank you.